My good friends, today I'm very happy to talk with you about the Pmo-CC certification. This initiative, we started to think about that a long time ago. Actually, you don't know that, but before the Pmo-CP certification. So when we started our certification program, the certification was Pmo-CC and not Pmo-CP. It was Pmo-CC. And all the content that you find today at the Pmo-CP certification, it was the Pmo-CC in the beginning of this journey, right? Actually, we certified 62 Pmo-CCs in the very beginning, in some different countries, but anyway, 62. And after this first, actually, it were two groups. After these two first groups, we decided to make some changes because Pmo-CC should be something different. That was my dream, right? It should be something different. And that original Pmo-CC was just one more certification for consultants, for PMO consultants. Why? Because 99% of the certifications for consultants, they are focused on technical skills only some technical stuff, because you will be tested if you know that methodology or that framework, if you are able to implement that methodology, for example, right? And that's not exactly what we would like to do. So because of that, we've decided to step back and we've created the Pmo-CP. Pmo-CP is focused on technical stuff. So it was made aiming two objectives. The first one is to let you know about the methodology because it's something new, innovative, so people just don't know about it. So this is one of the objectives. But the most important objective is about the mindset behind the Pmo Value Ring, right? The mindset that there is no right and wrong, that we have to keep our mind open to many different perspectives, and you can create your own solutions based on these perspectives, but you don't need to choose one of them, right? You can mix many of them. But the most important thing is you don't create a solution and try to find a customer. Actually, it should be the opposite. You have your customer, you understand your customer, you understand his pains, and based on that, we create something that can be a solution to deliver the real needs, the real expectations. So this is the heart of the Pmo Value Ring, right? So if you are Pmo-CP certified and you are here today, right, it's because you also share this mindset. You believe on that, right? So this way, the Pmo-CC, the new Pmo-CC certification, I think it will be perfect for you, right? And why? Because this new certification, it has also a very strong technical base, right? But it's not only this, because good consultants, well-succeeded consultants, are not made only of technical things, technical knowledge, technical experience. In fact, depending on in which area you are working, in which industry you are working, depending on your customer, sometimes technique can be, believe me, and possibly most of you know that if you already work with consultancy, it's very possible that the technical stuff will help you, of course, because it's the heart of the work. But what will make the difference is your abilities as a consultant. So being a consultant is much more than know something very well, right? And that's why, because it's very common that we see professionals with a large experience, years and years as a manager, an executive, it can be a project manager or a PMO leader, and they decide to switch, to shift to the consulting area because they want, or because, I don't know, sometimes they need to do that because it's a way, right? A possibility in terms of job opportunities, but they are not prepared to be a consultant, not really prepared. So for me, it's something very important. And why? Because, it's difficult when you have only a technical approach to really help people, to change lives, right? Because, come on, I know how to select functions for my PMO. It changed my life. No, it's not like this. We know that, right? Our area is very technical. But when we talk about creating an environment that can prepare people and help and support people to be good consultants, to find opportunities, to make business, this is something different, This is something that can, I believe, really change the life of many people. I know a lot of people that work as consultants in many different countries, and I could tell you that I know very well all these difficulties, especially because I'm a consultant too. In fact, all my career, 95% of my career was working as a consultant in many types of companies, big companies, small companies, my company, right? My company starting from the scratch, zero, right? And becoming a 500 employee company. So, of course, I'm not saying that my experience is an example for anyone, right? Because it's just my experience. So statistically speaking, it doesn't mean a lot. But this certification is not based only in the experience of one person, but actually it was created from this set of needs, right? So we mapped that. We studied a lot in the last 2 years, right, about that. How could we create something that could be really useful for everyone, right? And I think we are ready to start, right? Of course, it's just the beginning, just the first steps. So you are participating in these first groups, not because it's a coincidence. It's because in some way you trust me, right? And I trust you. I trust you in the sense that I really believe that your feedback, your ideas, your creativity will be very important to build what I would like to build. It's something totally different. It's something that focus in the long term, not in the short term. It's something that, of course, is technical, but it's not only this. It's something that focus in the idea of career development or business development. And finally, is focused on the idea that we can create a very strong alliance among us, all of us, right? Where we can support each other. And that's maybe the most important thing, because it's not 3, 4, 5 letters, that you will add to your resume. It's more than that. It's supposed to be a very strong, right, network, relationship-based alliance that we will be able to count with everyone in this alliance for many years. Americo, but do you believe that it works? Yes, I believe, because I've already did that, right? I've already done that, actually. And another time I can tell you more about this experience, but that's what started the idea of PMO Global Alliance 11 years ago. And we created that not globally, but regionally, and it's still working till today. It's not for consultants, it's for PMO leaders, PMO executives. Many of them today, they are, top executives in other roles, but they still collaborate, they still contribute in many different ways with this group, with this small community. You know that I believe on the idea of communities, right? So I don't believe that we need just one. Actually, many of them can be connected in some different ways. So the Pmo-CC is, yes, it's an experiment in many ways, but not an experiment that we are just trying to see what will happen. No. It's very well grounded in many studies and research, and a lot of critical thinking in the last 2-3 years. And it's something that, of course, it's in progress, should be built together, because that's the spirit. We will collaborate all the time, right? And at the end of the day, yes, you get your certification and you will be very happy with that, because now you are Pmo-CC, it's cool. But there is much more than that. There is something much more important than that. And I'm sure that after today, it will be very clear for you, right? I hope so. How to become a PMO expert? We have our certification program, and we have two certifications, 2 credentials. It's not a coincidence that the number of Pmo-CP cards, right? It's bigger than the number of Pmo-CC cards, right? You will know why, but actually it will be different for sure. So you can find some basic information here, but there is something that I would like to show you. We've decided to include in this page this session, what we believe about PMO guides and standards. So if you read that, it's about that idea that we don't need to follow pre-established models. You don't need to follow pre-established standards. They are useful, of course, but they are useful to inspire us when we are creating our solutions. So again, it's the mindset, it's what we have behind everything that PMO Global Alliance do. So there is no wrong person and right person, wrong idea and right idea. All ideas, all experiences are useful, and we can't copy them. We have to be inspired by them. That's the spirit, and it will be very important for a consultant. No doubt about that. So let me go to our page. I believe that you already visited this page. So it started with a very, how can I say, a very I forgot the word in English, but when you are not humble, right? It's the opposite. I can't remember the word. I'm sorry, right? But welcome to the future of professional credentials for world-class consultants. Again, it's not a coincidence. Why? Because many things that you will see from now on come from studies that show to where this certification world is going to, right? We know that at this moment, what we are living is a situation where many certifications are arising all the time, So it's difficult to know which certificate is each one, and, if it's useful, if it's not. There are 50 certifications for agile methodologies, for example. Even in our case, PMOs, possibly some of you saw that we have now some, how can I say, new organizations, creating new certifications, and I'm not saying that they are good or not, but anyway, I could say that they could be more creative. right? Instead of copying some things that we are doing. But anyway, it's part of the game, right? I see that it shows that we are in the right path. We are in the right path, right? When you start, when people start to imitate what you are doing, it looks that you are doing something right, right? So PMO-GA will keep on the path of leading this world, right? That's what we want with you, right? You are part of it. So you will see some of these ideas, right, from now on. The first thing is, let me show you that because it's interesting. Earning a Pmo-CC credential is more than an achievement. It's a privilege. Again, it doesn't look very humble, and it's not. And why? Because that's the idea. It's not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone. It's for an elite that will change the world, right? So there is something very important when we talk about certifications. If it's good, of course, when you become, big and bigger, and you have a lot of people certified. Today, we have more than 5,000 Pmo-CPs in the world. But it's good on one hand, because people know about, those ideas that support the certification. But on the other hand, we lose something that is very, very important, that is scarcity, right? So you have a lot of people, so it's easy to find someone with that certification, with that knowledge. When you have something that not a lot of people in the world really know, you are different. Of course, people should know that this knowledge exists, right? Or nobody will find you. But if they can know that only a few people have that, only a few people are able to manage that specific type of knowledge, it's something that can make the value of these professionals much, much, much higher, and that's the spirit. So yes, it's a privilege because it's not for anyone. It's not for everyone, right? In terms of no limits, you will see that. And it's something that I believe we can bring really good people, that can make all the change that we are expected to implement. One thing, right? Maybe some of you are thinking, oh, you'd love to have this mug, right? I know you are not the first one to think about that, right? The problem is Moc's business operation, something really complex, right? So I'm still trying to find a way to make it possible to, provide and ship, mugs for everywhere in the world. Possibly in the next months, we will find a way, right? If you have suggestions, it will be good because it's a cheap product. But when we send it from where I live to your country, it becomes really expensive, right? So I have no idea how to deal with that. It's not my expertise. So if you have any suggestions, it's a good way to start, right? So let's continue. We are not looking for a great group of consultants, but a group of great consultants. Again, that's the spirit. And that's why when we click here, you can check the availability of each region to receive new applications from consultants in that region, right? So in the world, for example, at this moment, we still have 85% of availability. And why? Because all of you, for example, those that have already registered, you already have your seat, right? It's there in your region, okay? So of course, if you give up the process or if you are not approved, so it's okay, it will be open again. But if not, the idea is that we can have a limited number of Pmo-CCs in each region. Again, scarcity, right? So it means that your value will be higher, right? Because people know that only a few people in that region are really prepared, are really able to provide the value that we are proposing. So we have some regions here. You can find yours, right? You can see that some of them we are just starting, right? Actually, the three regions that we already have more consultants in being prepared, because we don't have any Pmo-CC yet, right? Those Pmo-CCs that we had in the beginning 4 years ago, now they have been converted in Pmo-CPs, right? So our first Pmo-CC is yet to come, but you can see that we have a lot of people already in South America. And why? Because everything that we create, first I test, with those people that are working with us since the very beginning, 10 years ago. And many of them are in Latin America. So at this moment, we already have a group working on the Pmo-CC certification. It means that you will get the feedback, all the feedback that we are collecting with this group. It's good, right? Also, Western Europe, especially UK. The UK, we have a big number of members in UK, and also in the Middle East. The Middle East is almost the most important region in our community today. It's almost overpassing Latin America, right? It's where we started, as you know. So this is the idea, right? And let's go back. 10 reasons to make Pmo-CC certification unique. That's something important. You can read here some very, very important points that covers what I told you. So it covers a comprehensive set of critical consulting skills, not only technical stuff. It has been developed by seasoned PMO leaders. Yes, I invited many of them, perhaps some of you. It adapts to different career paths. I will show you that, but that's something very important. I've never seen that in any certification in project management area, but we were inspired, by some other initiatives that we found in other areas. We studied many different certifications in many different areas. I'm going to talk about that with you in a few minutes. It supports your PMO consultant career. So in the short and long term, it's not only something punctual, it's just now you got your 5 letters and that's it. We never talk again. That's not the idea. It's different from PMO-CP, right? It's grounded on a solid understanding of your needs and pains. I ensure that it's true, because I've talked with a lot of people around the world, again, possibly some of you, and we had surveys, structured surveys to map all these ideas, all these needs and expectations. It's committed to the real world PMO and consulting challenges, avoiding theory with no practical application. That's something very important. During our research on this topic, I talked with many people, and some of them have already some kind of consultant certification or expert certification, something like that. And they provide me some feedback saying that sometimes it was too much theoretical, right? And I'm not saying that theory is not important. I believe on theory, right? It's the base of everything that we can create. But sometimes we need some help on how to make the theory something practical. And sometimes people are not very concerned about that, and they just say, okay, I'm going to tell you how the theory is, and you will be able to, make it something practical. But it's not the truth. Sometimes we don't have time. Sometimes we don't have the experience on how to do that. Sometimes we have no idea what to do, right? So following that same spirit of the Pmo-CC certification, we will focus on those things that can be very, very, very practical. I'm not saying that we will not discuss sometimes, some not theoretical, but some those things that are the base, that where the certification is grounded. But on the other side, we will try to do that, always focusing on something practical that you can use immediately in your job, in your business, right? In your career. That's the idea. Following the same spirit of Pmo-CC certification. Okay. What else? It provides a flexible methodological approach, right? Rather than a standard Pmo Value Ring, you know it. It's an initiative led by Pmoj, and I can say today, right? It makes me very proud that people trust on what we do, right? 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when we start with the Pmo-CC, it was totally different. Nobody know us, right? Today is different. We have a very solid, I think, a very solid path of contributions, and I can say that I'm proud to count on the trust and on the support of many people like you. What else? It's focused on what really matters, right? Generating work and business opportunities. This is something important. This certification can be useful for many different types of audience. We will talk about that in a few minutes. But I could say that I will use this name, but actually it's not an official name, but the full consultant, and the full consultant means that person that should sell the project and deliver the project from the beginning to the end. Usually it's an independent consultant, right? Is it your case? Maybe not. Maybe you are internal consultant, or you are working for someone, for some company that is responsible for selling, right? Like a big company, or maybe not. Or even you are working in your company, but you are not the guy that can sell, you are the delivery guy, okay? But in fact, everything that's something that I realized during my career, right? Everything that we can make to let us sell ideas better and better, it will be great for us, when you are working in the consulting area. And why? Because it's easier to find technical people than people that can sell, ideas and projects and business. It's the word, right? So it's much more common, and I could say that it's probable that all of you have have a very strong technical skill, right? In PMOs, in project management. And this part of the game is exactly what we should develop when we want to become a more complete PMO. Even if we are still working for someone, even if we are an internal consultant, so we don't sell, projects in terms of getting some revenue. But anyway, you will see that many of these skills can be used in our lives, right? You'll see that. And I think that it's a very important part of the certification, because this is what can change the game, right? And finally, it proposes a powerful alliance with Pmoj to generate real and continuous professional opportunities for you, instead of just another trendy title to add to your resume. I told you that, and I'm going to show you. Remember when I talk about the career paths? So we realized that there are three big, big streams, three big career paths that should be considered. And why? Because they are different. The journey of each person will be different. And we have to consider that in everything that we are proposing and we are sharing with you. The first path, let me click here. The first path is the green path, right? The green path is a career transition. So today you are a project manager. So you are working with project management, maybe a senior project manager or a junior project management, it doesn't matter, but you want to move to consulting. The second is the blue path. The blue path means that you are working today as a PMO practitioner, PMO leader, PMO director, PMO analyst, doesn't matter. And you want to move to consulting. And consulting is what we name it, the golden path, right? And the golden path is how you evolve in this consulting career, because depending on where you are, your needs will be different. That's something very, very important. So here we have, it's a simple figure to show how is this transition. So for example, if you are a PMO manager or a project manager, you could think, okay, it's easy to become a consultant. You are almost there. But again, technical stuff is not enough, right? So just a little more steps and you will be there. But it's important to develop other aspects that we will discuss in a few minutes, right? So let me go back and let me check if we have questions. Ahmed, are we going to have this mug? I said that you will want the mug, right? North America means Canada, USA, and Mexico. No, Jose, only Canada. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Canada, USA, and Mexico, right? Just a moment. No. I'm sorry, Jose. I made a confusion. No. North America, Canada, and the US. Latin America includes Mexico, right? I know that Mexico is part of North America, but we feel that Mexico has more in common with the rest of Latin America than with the US and Canada. I don't know, but maybe in the future, if we need, we can make some adjustments if we see that it makes sense, right? So there is nothing that we say that, oh no, it's impossible to change. Let's learn with the experience, okay? So I told you about, let me close my shot. I told you about the careers. Akbar asked Americo, what is the limit in numbers for each region? Good question, Akbar. Akbar, I'm going to tell you not exactly the numbers and why. Because these numbers at this moment, they don't mean a lot, right? Because it's just a very, very preliminary estimate, you know? We try to define these numbers based on some criteria. And the criteria was the economic activity in each country, the number, the population, right? And basically these two criteria, economic activity and population, right? So both in many ways impact the business opportunities, right? So if you have more economic activity and a bigger population, it looks like you possibly have more, right, opportunities for Pmo-CCs. But my idea is that we can make some adjustments in these numbers, right? And let me give you a big number. I told you that today we have like 5,000 Pmo-CPs, right? Almost 6,000 in 86 or 87 countries. I feel that the number of Pmo-CCs that we will have as a limit at the end, 0%, there is no more seats for anyone anywhere, is like 5,000 Pmo-CCs. 5,000 Pmo-CCs in the world is a very restricted group, right? So that's what I have in my mind, but we have to learn from this process to see if it makes sense or not. Because as I told you, if we have to fill certified people in some specific regions, it can become a problem. Because as I said, to make a certification valuable, you need that it can be really good in technical terms, right? Credible, for example, credibility is important, but people also have to know it. If nobody's know, because there is only one guy in Indonesia, it's only you. So nobody knows about what Pmo-CC is. It's not so valuable. You know what I mean? So that's something that we will learn about and check how we can manage, right? But the idea is to keep it, as I said, to keep it restrict, right? As much as we can. Jose asked how big unattended is our target market in comparison to the Pmoj value offered to attend this demand globally and regionally. I think I answer your question, right? I see a lot of opportunities like in Mexico, in Brazil, in the US, in Western Europe, East Europe, Middle East. What is the exact size of these opportunities? I'm not sure because I don't know. When I say I, actually I'm saying we, right? But I'm counting with the advice of our ambassadors. That's an important initiative that is in progress. Some of you are our ambassadors, like Akbar in Indonesia. And my idea is that we can discuss about it. How can we estimate the best number, of Pmo-CCs we could have in a region? And we have to also think about another point that is, okay, sometimes a region is not a country, especially in Europe, small countries, and it's easy for people to move. So how can we deal with that? We are still thinking about the solutions, but it's okay. At this moment, it's not so critical because we are just in the beginning. So one problem each time, right? We'll do that soon. What else? Just a moment. Okay, so continuing. Here we have some topics about the value of a Pmo-CC credential. I've already talked about some of them, right? So we will have a chance of discuss them a little more, but I would like to show you something very important. One of the missions of Pmoj is to connect people around the world. And if we can let people that are good, that have great ideas, we can let them reach, places, regions, countries that possibly he or she will not be able to do by himself. So we can act as a hub in many ways. And one of the most important points of a hub is the ability that we have as a community to help you on building reputation. Reputation is everything for a consultant, you know that. So how can we help you on building reputation? Oh, Americo, but I already have a very good reputation here in my country. Yes, and what about the world? We can do that, right? We did that with PMOGA. We know how to do that, right? So in a very little time, in 3-4 years. So we can do that. We know how to do that. We can help. And I think that's something very important, because today, with the end of the geographical, geographical barriers, right? Many of us can work everywhere, in many different places. Of course, it will depend on the ability we have, on the skills, language skills we have, but in many places are open for us as a consultant, right? And virtually speaking, right? Because it's possible to work like that. So I see that we can support a lot, and you will see that many things in this proposal will try to help on creating, on building reputation. You will see that. So this is the roadmap, right? And I will talk a little more about each one, okay? But let me start with the application, just because it's important to know that before presenting something that is, below in this page. Our application process will be divided in 2 stages. That's something important. It's something new, right? We have application and we have registration. And why? Again, we need to create something restrict, something that can identify the best ones. It's not for everyone, right? So application means that people will apply, we will check, all the experience of this of this person, right? We have a review committee, and this review committee will be composed by PMO-CCs. This is something important in our model. I'm going to show you later. You maybe can be invited to be part of this review committee. And why? Because the idea is that you can say, hey, I want this guy in our group because he's good, right? It's like in the academic area. Peer review is based in the same feeling, right? I'm going to accept your paper because you deserve to be with us. You know what I mean? And that's the idea, right? So this committee will be responsible for accepting these applications. And accepting an application we can think, oh, Americo, but so everyone should be very experienced. No, because we have weights. So we in our structure of 5,000 PMO-CCs in the world, we will have like a pyramid, where we have space for very experienced people, some reasonable experience, and also space for people that are in the beginning of a consulting career. And why? Because we need to support them too, right? Or they will give up. Again, the career paths are different, but we can collaborate in many different ways. So people that are more experienced will leverage, different things that people with a little experience on consulting, for example, or even PMO or project management. So this is something very important. After that, you have been accepted. Okay, now you can register. Okay, and the application fee will be discounted. It doesn't happen. It didn't happen with you. And why? Because you were approved by me, right? I've analyzed. That's why it took a little time, because I was doing that by myself. I analyzed each applicant. I'm doing that and choosing who will participate in this first group, right? And of course, I'm not supposed to continue to do that forever, but we need the first PMO-CCs to implement this idea, right? So that's it. What else? We have some requirements and it's okay. So let me go to other important aspect. Of course, you need to be PMO-CC certified. It's important. It's not like PMI, for example, you have PMP, PGMP, PFMP, they are not connected. It's different in our case. And why? Because I don't want to repeat on Pmo-CC all the too much technical stuff that we do on the Pmo-CC. So Pmo-CC is not the entry certification. No. It's because it's another road, right? That CP is very good for PMO leaders, PMO practitioners. It's great. But for a consultant, we need something more, something stronger. But you need to be Pmo-CC certified. We have many questions about that, right? It's here in the homepage. Fast track assessment and full assessment. So if you click here, you will see more about that. But let me tell you very quickly, the difference is just because we had the idea to add to this process something that came from the feedback that we have been receiving in many years of Pmo-CC. And the feedback is, oh, I would love to know my performance in the exam. Of course, we can't tell you your correct answers or wrong answers, because if we do that questions, we can't use them anymore. But the idea with the full assessment is that you can receive two very valuable deliveries. The first one is a report where you can find your performance on the exam, not question by question, but calling the attention to those points that looks that you need something else, you need to improve. Some suggestions, some recommendations of improvement, and some comparisons with other candidates, so how you are comparing with other people, right? It's interesting information. This report can be improved, that's the initial idea. And the second delivery in the full assessment is a 90-minute session, mentoring session with experienced Pmo-CC. Americo, but we don't have experienced Pmo-CCs yet. No, I will do that with you while we don't have Pmo-CCs. After that, again, it will be an opportunity for Pmo-CCs to participate in the process. And this will be something very important. I'm going to show you, right? So the full assessment possibly will be much more useful for people that are not very experienced, right? Obviously. But it can be something very interesting because it's a way to receive feedback from someone that has a very good experience on consulting, so I would love to have something like that when I was, young. So it's optional. If someone think that it makes sense, good. And I'm sure that we will have a very good report. And during this session, those that know me knows that I don't think twice, and I have to spend time with people and give attention and talk, and I would be happy to do that, right, in this way too, in a little more focused conversation. But as I said, in a very near future, the idea is that we can have a group of people that will be capable to do that, right? This is the idea. What else? This is the framework. This is the framework of our certification. And look, when we talk about Pmo-CC, the framework is the Pmo Value Ring, right? Now, the Pmo Value Ring became the green part. In fact, most of the green part, but not everything, but most of the green part. But we have other 3 areas that are risen, and now we have to work. These 3 areas were identified as the most important areas if you want to be a real consultant, right? Of course, the technical stuff is the green area. It's very important, and we will be talking about PMOs. So we will show you many interesting ways to use the PMO Value Ring now in a very advanced way. The way that I've been using in my clients, as I told you, I'm a consultant. I'm a volunteer at Pmoj, right? I have to pay the bills, right? So I work as a consultant too many times. Sometimes I don't have time to take care of all of them, but I try to dedicate some time to my clients. And I will tell you how I've been using the PMO Value Ring in the last 2 years, and you will see that it can help you very much when you are delivering consulting projects and when you are selling consulting projects. I'm going to show you that. This is something that you will be very well impressed, I'm sure. And we have two more important areas, the blue and the red. The blue area is about consulting skills. It's the heart of being a consultant, right? Again, you can have great technical knowledge, but it doesn't make you a consultant. We will try to show you what you should develop. Americo, but can we develop, consulting skills during this certification process? A little, but of course, not too much, because this is a kind of thing that you need a lot of time. Some of these skills, you need a lot of time to really develop them. But remember, the proposal is that we are creating a long-term alliance. So it's just the first step. And in the first step, you have to show that you understand what's needed. Perhaps you are still in progress in terms of developing your skills. But what is needed for a consultant, first of all, the first step is self-awareness, is understanding who you are, what are your limitations, and what are the gaps that you have to work on them. So we will talk a lot about that here. It's a topic that I really love. Consulting business, my friends, this topic, it's not only, but it's more focused on those people that are thinking about the idea of work as a consultant, but as a full consultant, right? So I've decided to create my company, my consulting company, or I've already have one, right? So how can we build this business, right? Maybe just for you as a single consultant, an independent consultant, or you can do like it was my dream, creating a company that could work for me, and I can stay at the beach, right? So I took a long time, right? It was, let me see, 9 years to reach like 400 employees. But anyway, it's possible, right? So we will talk about entrepreneurship. I will bring some people to talk with you about that, other experienced consultants, so they will share experiences with you. I have a great expectations for this part, and maybe for those that are internal consultants or are working at a big consulting company, for example, but you are not the owner. I don't know, but it can change your mind, right? I was an employee of a consulting company also in the past, a long time ago, and I changed my mind. So maybe, why not, right? And finally, we have two more topics important in the framework. Ethics. Ethics, we will spend some time discussing that because ethics is the base of reputation. So I would like to discuss this topic with you, especially because there is a very strong correlation between ethics and culture, right? So regional culture, I'm saying. So that's something that we will have a chance to discuss, because being a consultant in different parts of the world can bring different challenges, right? I know that. I've already did that. I've already done that. I'm gonna discuss these points with you, right? I'm not saying that there are different perspectives in ethical terms. No, actually not. But there are some other concepts that should be discussed with ethics to make us understand better how should be a behavior of a consultant in different places, right? In a multicultural environment. What else? My career is what we have outside this framework, because everything is related to your career, and our idea is to bring you some opportunities to think about that, or to rethink your career, or to help you in these transitions from project management, from PMO practitioner. So you can ask me, Americo, okay, but the exam will ask me questions about this kind of thing. Yes, but again, the questions will show that you are aware about these topics, this kind of thing. So it doesn't mean that in the question of the exam, you will be required to create a career plan. No, it's not the idea, because we should keep our scope, right, in a PMO consulting. But there will be a way to bring these ideas to our exam, and I will have a chance to discuss that with you, right, in many of our classes. Okay, so let's go down. Okay, I'm going to show that later. This one, membership. This one I will show you in a few minutes. This one too. Let me see. Okay, so now let me go back. Preparation. Let me show you. Preparation is the process that we will start in a few days, right? It's supposed that all preparation will be self-paced. So people like Pmo-CC, people today, because some of you maybe attended live classes, right? But today we have only self-paced process, and the idea is that we can create something similar. And why? Because it's the only way to scale, right? Otherwise, it's impossible. But we can do a very good work with that. There is technology today to support this kind of approach. So in your case, it will not be a self-paced course in some way. And why? Because there will be live classes, but you're not required to attend them. If you want, you can just watch the recordings, right? I decided to do that because in our first groups, it's very important that we can have more interaction, in this first round, right? Because we can bring some feedback to the next groups. So because of that, I've decided, instead of record the classes and make them available for you, we will try to make them live, and we will record them, and later we start to improve these recordings, these classes, based on the feedback. It's similar with the process that we use at Pmo-CC. From time to time, we record everything again just to improve the material and improve the classes, and that's the idea. The preparation process is made of many items. For example, we have video classes, right? By the way, there is an error here. It should be 40, not 54. It's because in the beginning, it started with 96 hours. but we thought that it would be so much. So we started to, cut. And at the end, we have 40 hours of video classes. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of hours. And we have 40 hours of video classes that are not supposed to cover all the details, but again, to prepare people on the most priority points and make you aware about many other things that will be important for you as a consultant, okay? And going down, we have live mentoring sessions. That's something new. The idea is that every 2 weeks, we can have live mentoring sessions in different time zones. So if you want to connect, to interact with the instructor in this first class with me, right? You will have a chance to do that, okay? Online support, we have it on Pmo-CC. Virtual learning community, we have it on Pmo-CC. And this one is something that I really like. Collaborative feedback session. This is not part of the examination process, but it's something that can help a lot. The idea here is that we can propose challenges. For example, we have to create a presentation to sell the idea of a new PMO to a top level group of executives, right? And 1, 2, or some of you can say, okay, I accept the challenge, I'm going to do that. And you will prepare this material based on the skills that you have been developing, right? And you will present that to your peers and, depending on the topic, to invited people, for example, executives. And they will provide feedback. They will tell you if it looks reliable, you know, if you are presenting well, if you could sell your ideas in a structured way, if your presentation design looks nice or not. So I think it could be something really nice, right? And your peers can help with that, of course, especially the most experienced peers, right? So that's something that we will implement. Real world virtual challenges. If you haven't tried it yet, click here, real world virtual challenges, and you will see an example. It's a platform that we have found, and it's very interesting. In fact, we can create like stories, you know, depending on the choices you do, you continue or you are fired, right? And you have some points. You have points, reputation points. If you lose your reputation points, I'm sorry, you are fired. So it will depend on your choices, on things that you are doing. There is an example here, just an example, but there will be many of these challenges. If I'm not wrong, we are estimating like 20. So I'm sure that you will enjoy the experience. It's very nice. And questions, mock questions. We will also provide mock questions, simulations, and it's something important for you to understand the structure of the test, right, of the exam. So we will work to provide, you know, some mock questions and mock tests so you can try it and know how it works, right? Since it's different from Pmo-CC. What else? Oh, content. If you go down, you will find 40 hours, as I said, you will find our classes. These classes, they are structured in a way that makes sense, right? But we will make adjustments here. And why? Because after the first groups, possibly we will realize that some topics should be part of bigger topics. Some topics should be breakdown, you know. Some topics are missing. Some topics are too much. So we have to learn from this experience, right? But we've tried to bring all topics that we consider important to you, right? So we have some career topics. There will be someone with a very big expertise in these topics to support us. We have consulting business topics, consulting skills topics, right? And finally, PMO topics. So if you read these topics, you will see that here we are talking about business consulting. Actually, it's not business consulting. It's topics related to how to create and manage a consulting business, right? So that's the idea, and how we are planning to do that. For example, let me show you. When we talk here, digital marketing for consulting companies. Okay, digital marketing is a very broad topic, right? How can we talk about all of this and also digital marketing 10 hours? Again, the idea is that we can share with you enough information to give you a good idea about how you can use it in your business, right? So where you can find more information, good courses, good books. So now you know what it is, and you know how to improve yourself, how to improve your competences on this topic if you want or when you want. So it's something important, because if we don't have this approach, we should have, like a MBA, right? with 400 hours. But on the other hand, we don't want to miss any topic that looks important for this idea of consultant that we are proposing. Okay. So there are some topics here that I really love, like writing winning proposals. We will create a repository of proposals, so you can use them to inspire you. What else? We have here how to prospect new clients, brand reputation. There are many interesting. Pricing is a question of many people. How to define pricing strategies for your services. In the consulting skills, we have many interesting topics. I love them. We will work a lot with the concept of storytelling. It helps a lot to sell ideas, right? Mastering the art of asking questions. Consultants should be able to, especially, in the beginning of a relationship with your client, it's much more important to ask than answer. We will talk a lot about that. What else? Let me see. Public speaking. There's some. Oh, I love this one. How to sell when you hate selling. I'm sure that some of you feel like that, because I've already felt like that, right? So that's a very interesting topic. Persuasive writing. So there are many interesting topics. And finally, we find Pmo Topics, right? Oh, it's very comfortable, our area. But now it's our area, but come on, it's not so easy like it looks. And why? Because now we will talk about the Pmo ring, but not only in the point of view of delivery. We'll talk about the Pmo Value Ring in the point of view of consulting. So look what we have here. How can we identify the client's real pains and needs? We talk about that. How we can assess the organizational culture and its impact on the PMO that you are proposing to your client. Look, you can be an internal consultant, right? You are proposing a PMO to your executive. It's okay. How we can sell a PMO to top executives? How can we do that? How can we convince them, right? How to identify and manage resistance, right? There is one here that I like it very much. Look, where is that? How to act. Oh, how to act when the PMO is not the solution your client needs. It can happen, right? Your client doesn't need a PMO. Yes, you have to realize that, okay? So how to develop training products with the Pmo VR, how to create consulting products with the Pmo VR, how identify the signs that a PMO is failing. That's important for you when you are asking questions, right? We have some advanced analysis based on the PMO value ring. So everything that you see here is based on the PMO value ring, right? And you will see, if you think the PMO value ring is really cool, after that, you will see the power of what we have created, our community created. So you will see that. So this is the content, okay, preparation. So that's what you will receive during your preparation. And before going to step 3, let me see the shot. Omar. Hello, Americo. I have a few questions. Okay. Although we have 5,000 PMO-CCPs around the world, could you please let us know the actual number of companies who are in real time using the Pmoj web tools, value ring? Very good question, Omar. In fact, we have 2 groups of companies, right? We have a group of companies that use the PMO value ring officially. Officially means they bought the full enterprise in some way. There are many different offers, but they are using the full enterprise PMO value ring. And we have a group of people, of companies, that they are using the PMO value ring, but they are using the methodology, the theory, or the free account. So today we have like 22 or 23,000 users in the methodology. So all of them are using the tool. Actually, I can tell you that many of them, we have some, how can I say, they open their account in the last 3 or 6 months, for example, but I can't tell you what they are doing and why, because this information is confidential. Even I can't see what they are doing, right? This is something that we could improve, right? But the point is, we are not a software company, you know that. So it's difficult for us sometimes to spend time with that because we don't have a team to work with that, right? So what I would like to do is something different. During our training, I'm going to show you some of these companies that are using the PMO value ring officially. We have a list of maybe almost 1,000 of them. But on the other hand, I will show you how you will collaborate to improve this issue. Because today we have many case studies that we just don't structure them and we don't share them with the world. So you will see that for you PMO-CCs, you will have a chance to collaborate with that. When you do that, you will get some very interesting benefits in return, right? So we are trying to find a way to make things possible, right? And I think it will be a very interesting way. Second, is Pmo-CC linked in any way in becoming an authorized preferred training consultant partner of Pmoj around the world to offer consulting and training services on your behalf? Yes and no, and why? Yes, because a Pmo-CC is a person, not a company, right? And there will be some specific products that you will be able to offer to your clients with some exclusivity, right? You will see, I'm going to mention some of them in a few minutes. When we talk about companies, it's another step, right? Will it be connected? Yes, right? So depending on what you want, your company should have at least one Pmo-CC, for example. But it depends what type of partner you are, okay? And but Americo, which kind of operations? Training, consulting? It depends, because training is a possibility, but perhaps not exactly like you imagine that you would do. For example, we have many people that say, Americo, we'd like to train people for Pmo-CC. It's not possible. And why? Because all our certification process is centralized. It's the only way that we have with our structure. Remember, we are a very young community, right? With our structure, the only way to ensure quality is centralizing this process, right? So you can participate in this process in different ways, right? But not delivering the training, the official training for certification, for example, right? It's a limitation. We can't manage that. I can't manage that, right? Worldwide, it's impossible. So we have challenges, right? But you will see that we are also very creative to deal with these challenges. So there will be many opportunities for PMO-CCs as an individual. There will be many opportunities for their companies, but they will come up step by step, right? We are not in a hurry. It will be step by step, because there is something that it's very clear for me, Omar, that is the danger, the beauty and the danger of scalability, right? Scale is something beautiful. So from the night to the day, from the day to the night, you do that, and now it's spread around the world. You know, everybody love it, everybody use it, it's great. But remember, reputation is the key, and scale can make you lose all your reputation very quickly. And I'm very, very cautious with that, because it's all we have, right? It's all I have. So that's why sometimes things looks a little, a little slow, but because sometimes we need baby steps, right? If we go too fast, things can happen, and I don't want them. We are not like, PMI, a big organization with billions of dollars, definitely not. So we are smart, but we need to be smart, right? 3, difficult level of Pmo-CC compared to Pmo-CP. Any numeric questions in exam related to Pmo Value Ring web tools, I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Any sample or practice questions for exam preparation, I mentioned that we will have mock questions and simulated questions. Pmo-CC exam passing marks, 75%. I'm going to mention that. Porfirio, one of the great challenges owning a consulting firm is developing your consulting team. Yes, clients want you to lead the consulting effort to ensure service value. It's one of the topics, Porfirio. I've already seen great consultants that started to create, a consulting company with some consultants, and they failed. And why? Because people want him, and he was not prepared to share not only the technical stuff with his consultants. It's not the point. It's not the point. Oh, this is a very nice discussion. The problem is not sharing his big knowledge with his consultants. The problem is how to share your reputation with them. That's the real issue, because they don't want them. They don't value them. They want you, right? How can we do that? It's a very, very interesting discussion, because there is technique for that. How we manage reputation, and how we share reputation, how we bring people, to create not a individual reputation, but a brand reputation. We will discuss that. It's one of the topics. It's nice. I'm very excited with that. Will the mock-up questions be available for us as well as a first group? Yes, Rami. Yes, it will, right? More at the end of our journey, right? Because I'm prioritizing the most important things at this moment. And as I said, we will receive a lot of feedback during this process. So I'm not really concerned at this moment to create the exam questions. We have an idea, but I'm sure that it will be reviewed, deeply before we say that, oh, this is our database, questions database. But we need this feedback. But yes, the answer is yes. So, okay, let me go back. Oops. And we are close to the end. Examination. Okay, examination. We will have our proctor online exam, and we have 3 types of questions now. Definition-based questions. Our Pmo-CC exam, most of the questions are definition-based questions, very straight to the point questions, right? But now we will have situational-based questions and data interpretation questions. How will it work? This is the 2 types of assessment that I mentioned to you, right? They are described here. And this is the exam outline. So we have my consulting career, my consulting business, my consulting skills, my PMO consulting toolbox, and this is the number of questions, right, that we will have. 80 questions, 75% of correct questions, and instead of 1 hour, you will have 2 hours to end your exam. Okay, Americo, what about ethics? It's a cross topic, right? It's a cross topic. So that's how it will be organized, how our certificate, our exam at this first moment will be organized. So question types, you see that 70% of them will be situational based questions or data interpretation questions. So only 30% will be more straight to the point, right? More based on definitions. They are needed, but they are not the focus. And if you go down, you will see the difficult level distribution. Of course, difficult level is something that it's relative, because something that is difficult for me perhaps is not difficult for you, right? But in a general point of view, the idea is that we can create something that can be restrict, right? So does it mean that it will be impossible? No, but it should be more restrict. What does it mean? That we have to approve less people in the process? No, it's not the point. The point is that we have to prepare people better, because they have to have a better performance, right? So in terms of failure, we should keep the same level that we have in Pmo-CC, or that should be in any kind of certification, right? That's something that will this knowledge we received from a British company that we hired when we developed the Pmo-CC certification. Now we are using, this experience, and they showed us how to balance the exam, how to balance all this stuff, and we have a kind of target in terms of percentual that should be kept in terms of approved candidates, right? So usually in the first attempt, it can't be more than 10% of failure. No way, right? No way. Because if you do that, it means that your content is not balanced with your exam, right? So of course we have exceptions, but that's the idea. Today, Pmo-CC, we have in the first attempt around 5%, but it doesn't, it's not an issue, if we say, oh no, but it should be 15 because it shows that the certification is better. No, it shows that you don't know what you are doing, right? Yes. Certifications are made to prepare people and make them approved. If all of them are not being approved, there is something wrong. Of course, it can happen, right? And it's part of the game. Sometimes, you couldn't get your grade because you haven't studied enough, it happens, right? But it's something that we can adjust, step by step as we start to use the exams and see the results, right? Okay, so it's all that we have in terms of examination process. Let me see if we have questions. Just a moment. Yes, Khaled asked it, comparing Pmo-CP exam and Pmo-CC. Khaled, that's the point. I could tell you, yes, it's more difficult. And why? Because it covers more things, and also we expect more, right? Because now you have to be able to teach, to provide advice, so yes, it's more difficult, right? But not because it's impossible, but because, come on, you are supposed to be a consultant, right? So it's time to show what you can do, right? We have two questions. Let me see. Pmo-CC will be valid. Yes, Omram is asking if Pmo-CC will be valid lifetime or need to be renewed after certain years against PDUs or something else. Give me a few minutes. We are almost there. I will show you. So now we have renewal, right? We have a renewal. So renewal, I will show you how renewal works, right? Just a moment. Pmo-CP is a lifetime certification, right? Pmo-CC, no. Pmo-CC has a 3 years cycle, but it's something different from what we usually see around, right? I'm going to show you. We have some requirements to renew our certification. The credential is valid for 3 years. You need 1,500 Ccps, right, to renew your certification. Americo, what is that? Calm down. Renewal fee payment is required. However, there are some details that I'm going to show you about that, right? Because it will be required, but depending on the situation, perhaps you will not pay anything. And no re-examination is required. So let's see that. CCPs looks like PDUs, but they are not. And why? PDUs are professional development units, right? If you go to IPMA, you will find something similar. It's a very common idea. But usually these points or these unities, they are very oriented to the person. For example, if you attended a course, you can submit PDUs. If you attended a conference, you can submit PDUs, right? Good, perfect. In our case, it will be a little different because CCP means community contribution points. Community contribution points means how much you are learning, you are developing yourself, but you are doing it through contributions to the community. Not necessarily the Pmo-CC community, but the PMO community as a whole, right? And why? Because the spirit of our certification program is different. Again, we are community, right? And because of that, everyone should have a special role, not with a commitment only with ourselves, but with a commitment on developing this community everywhere, everyone. Let me show you. So there is, some description here. The PMO program, the CCP program has been designed to explore the concept that arises when the question turns from what in it for me to what can I do to give back to the community and profession. PMOGA believes that this is the question one asks when she or he begins to understand what it means to think like a professional and contributions to the community are those actions that arise from such an exploration. So let me show you that. There is a mistake here, 200. Okay, it's 1,500, right? I will ask my team to correct it. So let's go down. How to earn Pmocc CCPs? There are many ways to do that, and we will improve, we will create more ways, right? But at this moment, we have 10 main categories. And by the way, suggestions are very welcome, right? We have 3 years to create all of this, right? So suggestions will be very welcome. The idea is that you can have voluntary contributions categories. For example, mentoring. Let's suppose that we have a database with NGOs around the world, or in Africa, or many places, NGOs or governmental organizations, and you will help them with a diagnosis using the Pmo Value Ring, right? So you get points because of that, right? So the idea is that we can create a big database of companies and organizations that want to be supported. And Pmo-CCs will be a very important role of supporting them. It will be great for you to get more experience. It will be great for you to get more visibility, reputation, and you will do something good, right? Of course, you have to spend some hours as a volunteer to do that, but come on, they are hours very well spent, right? And so this is one of the examples. But for example, you can also write an article to our database, and it will be available for everyone. You can record a webinar about your experience, about some project that you delivered. You can work with us in the Pmo Value Ring 2.0, for example, right? Case studies, this is something very important. Remember when I told you in the beginning, when you asked me about how many companies, blah, 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 case studies. Every time you finish, you are delivering the Pmo Value Ring in your customer, you will be asked to create a brief case study, right? And contribute to the database. And you say, okay, Americo, I can get CCPs, it's nice. It's just it? No. For example, you will see later that one thing that it's possible to have access is to Pmo Value Ring Enterprise full subscriptions that have the cost of $8,000 a year. And you can get access to them. Yes, you can, right? But you have to give something in return to the community. For example, if you deliver the case study of your last customer, you can get a new subscription, or you can get a new subscription with almost 100% of discount. You know what I mean? So there is a book that that is very interesting. The title is Give and Receive. I think it's something like that. I have this book in Portuguese. I don't know how it's titled in English, I'm sorry. But it's like give and receive back, right? So that's the spirit, we give and we get something back in return, right? So that's what we want to create. What else? You can prepare with us online courses, or you can record classes for this course, for example, right? You can provide some contributions to the consulting resources repository that we are creating. There is a Pmoj consulting directory, and I'm going to show you now in a few minutes. It's something really nice, a new platform that we are launching with you, exactly for you, right? Pmo conferences, Pmoj conferences, you can speak at our conferences, or remember that you can be part of the review committee. It's time, right? So if you are part of the review committee, if you are helping us with other specific topics that you will see in a few minutes, it can give you, you can earn some CCPs, right? And renewal. We are actually, we are discussing, these things and these ideas, but the idea behind it is the most important thing. Look, regular fees, okay, if you don't want anything, no, I don't want to be with the community, I don't want to participate, okay, you can collect your CCPs, and you can pay your regular fees and it's okay. But if you want to collaborate, you can get your 1,500 CCPs that you need to renew your certification after 3 years. So 50 each year, it's not too much. And if you get more than 1,500, you can have discounts. How? 1 CCP, $1. So if you get additional 1,500, if you get additional 1,500 CCPs, for example, so 300, it means that you save $1,500 dollars in your renewal, right? That's the idea. That's the spirit. Okay, so possibly it can be for free. It depends on you, how much engaged you are with the community. And finally, there is something that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, the membership. So if you are really part of it, so it means that you are a member of this PMO-CC community. I'm going to tell you more about that in a few minutes. You don't need to pay anything, right? But you have to keep, your membership during all your cycle. Okay, so this is something. All of this will be really. It will really run in 3 years, right? So I could tell you that we can improve and create many other things, and bring many more ideas. So all of these are open for your feedback. It will be very welcome. And as usual, I'm very transparent in everything we do, and I will be happy to share with you, challenges and what we can do, what we cannot do. So count on me for that, right? But this is the idea at this moment. And finally, we go to the 2 last points, but they are my favorite ones, right? After the content. Let me show you. First of all is the, where is that? This one. Pmo-CC membership. First of all, let me tell you that based on a conversation I had with Rami Kaibini from Canada, he is with us. I had a conversation with him 2 days ago, and I've decided to change the name. Membership is not a good name. Let me explain to you the idea. For example, if you want, you can have a subscription of Amazon Prime Video, right? And also, if you feel that it works, you can also acquire Netflix and also Disney Channel. And why? Why do you decide to, to have all these subscriptions? Because you believe that they are valuable for you, right? So our vision about that we are trying to structure from now on at Pmoj is that we can have many projects, many channels, right? And we have to create channels that people can see and say, hey, it's valuable for me. How much it costs? $10, $100. Okay, it's valuable for me. Because the problem is not the price. The problem is how much you get in return, right? $10 can be very expensive if you get nothing from that, right? If you subscribe Netflix and there are no movies that you want, it can be only $5, but even with that, you don't want it anymore. On the other side, if we tell you, oh, it's $200, but you see, hey, but it can bring me $10,000, it can bring me opportunities of business, of job opportunities that can make me, earn a lot of money. Possibly your decision will be, hey, I want that, right? So this is the logic. On the other side, we have membership. Membership is something different. Membership is how much you believe on what we are doing. There will be benefits, sure, but membership is you are part of the team. You believe on what we are doing. And because you believe on us, you have some advantages, you have some benefits, right? For example, if you are a free member, okay, you are a free member, you are with us, you are working with us, good, excellent. And I could tell you that you have some small discount on Netflix, right? Supposing Netflix would be one of our products. If you say, no, Americo, but I want to help not only with work, but also I will support the organization financially. I'm a regular member. Great. So it means that on Netflix, you have some more special benefits, discounts, maybe something else. If you tell me, no, Americo, I'm a Prime member, and Prime members, I usually say that Prime members is for my close friends, right? Because they really believe. And so, great. We will show how much we feel that you are important, and this way you will have many other benefits. So in fact, everything that you are investing in a membership in many ways will be returned when you decide which products, which channels you want to subscribe. And now I will present one of them that we will create right now. And all of you, we have access for 1 year, no cost, especially because we are building it. But it's important to say that behind these ideas is always the idea that we build these channels together. That's what happened at the PMO Global Awards. That's what happened with the Pmo Value Ring methodology. We build all of this together. It's not me, right? I can't do that alone. So this is the same idea. We will have like a big channel, a big repository, a big, what do you want? How you want to name it? I don't know yet how I will name it, but I want to change the name membership because I don't want to create this confusion between the community membership and what we are proposing here. So the point is there will be many things available. For example, an online consultant community where you can support each other, events and conferences that you can access at no cost or with big discounts, methodologies, not only the Pmo Value Ring, but other methodologies created by you, right? So if you tell me, Americo, I've created here in my country a very interesting methodology, great. So let's evaluate that. You will evaluate this methodology. And if you say, hey, it's really good, great. Let's bring it to this space and people will be able to see what you are providing. And this way they can contact you. You can establish international partnerships. You can launch your methodology globally, right? And what else? Webinars, same idea. We can create webinars. Remember, you can get CCPs with that. Case studies. We can have meetups, for example. Consulting tools, yes, sure. Pmo Value Ring and other tools, not only our tools. Let's suppose that you have a very interesting tool for managing portfolios. I don't know. Great. Let's bring it to this space again. And actually, everyone will know about what you are doing. And there are many models to make this tool available for our group, right? Exclusive products and services, that's something very interesting. There are many ideas related to that that we will implement, we will implement next year. For example, one thing that we feel every year is that some companies, when they are thinking about participating, submitting to the PMO Global Awards, they feel, oh no, I don't know if we are mature enough, I don't know if we are prepared to compete, blah, 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 and at the end of the day, they just give up. The idea is that we can create some products. For example, we can create a special diagnosis that these companies can hire. They can hire, paying for that, right? And who will deliver that? Our Pmo-CCs, right? There is another thing that we are working on that is a certification for companies. It's a high demand. Many companies asked us about that. The idea is that Pmo-CCs can be responsible for the process of, the assessment and check. And again, they will receive for that. So the idea is that we can create many products that can be delivered only by Pmo-CCs. That's the idea, right? And we will work on that with you. Benchmarking Center, it's connected with a tool that we are developing. It's something very interesting. Later, I can tell you a little more, but the idea is to connect companies, that want to benchmark, and Pmo-CCs will be responsible for facilitating this process. Of course, making money with that. What else? Publications, speaking opportunities, exclusive for Pmo-CCs, research center, so you can use what we are producing, but you can participate on what we are producing. So this way, reputation goes up. Pmoj partnership opportunities, it answers that question, right? Yes, it's possible in many different ways, maybe not the ways that you imagine in a first glance, like, oh, I will provide training. Okay, maybe it's not exactly how we can help, but there are many other ways that we can do that, many other projects. Remember, that's something important. We are not a training company. We are not a certification company. We are not a consulting company. We are not a software company. We are a community. It means that we have many projects, and these projects can be connected. And that's something fantastic, because it can create a synergy that you will not find anywhere. I gave you some examples, with the Pmo Value Ring, with the Pmo Global Awards, with the Benchmarking Center. So all of them are projects created by our members, right? And we can connect many of them to improve the reputation, to develop the reputation of our Pmo-CCs. Consultant of the Year Award, it's something new. It's a new award at the most prestigious and largest award for PMOs and PMO professionals in the world. That's what the Pmo Global Awards is, right? So why not creating a special award for the best Pmo-CC in the world or in each region? Why not? Oh, Americo, but what will be the criteria? I don't know yet. Come on, we have time for that, right? But we will do that, right? I'm sure we will. Advanced online or on-demand courses, maybe most of them will be for free. Some of them maybe can be contributions for the community, for other members of the community with special conditions. This is something important because there will be many topics that will not be covered during our preparation because it's too much information, too much knowledge. So for example, digital marketing. Okay, now we know what we need for the certification, but here you can find 3, 4, 5 good courses that will go deeper, right? That's the idea. And a consulting resources repository where you will find, for example, proposals, reports, things that you can use to inspire you as templates, or examples to inspire you when you are creating your own material, okay? And there is one special item here. What is that? This one, consultant directory. Let me show you that. Just 1 second. I'm sure you like it. Look, this is our new platform, right? It's under the testing stage now, but the idea is everyone will be here. When I say everyone, is everyone in our community. So if you click here, you can see the communities connected to us. You can see consultants. You can see our members that are not consultants. You can see our hubs, India hub, Russia hub. You can see companies. It answers that question too. Companies, providers, right? And many others that we want. All these guys, they are members in some way. So they have a membership. Remember the idea of membership? Great. So I could say, all right, I'm looking for consultants, because I know that at this website, if a consultant is here, it's because it's accredited by PMO Global Alliance, and I trust PMO Global Alliance. Good. So let me see. Consultants, for example, just a second. Let me refresh. Okay. Consultants, and I want a consultant for mentoring or for training, or because I want to invite him or her to speak at a conference, coaching. No, actually, I want a consultant to provide consulting. Good. So in which topic? Agile, PMO, project management, risk management, portfolio, blah, 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 right? And I want to know who are in Brazil, who are in Riyadh, who are in London, right? And when you do that, you click search now, and you will see them, right? Some of them are featured. Featured means recommended by us, right? Recommended by Pmoj. And you see, it's nice, but what can I do with that? Okay, you can click here. For example, let's see this guy, Claudio. Claudio is one of of the finalists of the Volunteer of the Year award, right? Pmoj Volunteer of the Year award. Claudio is a great friend. So look, good. There is an advertisement of Claudio's company here. The name is Plano. There are reviews. Very nice. Reviews. I can contact Claudio if I want, right? Just sending a message to him. What else? Let me see some information about Claudio. Good. Social networks, his professional work, professional experience, company details. Nice. So here we see that he's a Pmo-CP, right? So let me click. 1 second. It's the internet. This is the official certificate. Very good. It's registered in blockchain. Very nice, very nice. So he's really a Pmo-CP, right? I can believe on that. Very good. What else? What else? Let me see here. What else can we do? Let me go up. Specialties. Let me see his expertise. Coaching, mentoring, speaking, and training. Very good. Reviews. It's a good review. There is only one, but this person, Jennifer, he really like him. Let me see his blog, because he has a blog, right? Yes, there is only one. Okay, it's new, the future PMO. Very nice. I will try it. What else? Podcast. He has a podcast. PM Partners. Nice. I will listen to his podcast. Deals, what is that? He offers a PMP certification course, and there is a discount just for me, 20%. Very good, right? I will claim this discount. Events, let me see the events that Claudio is organizing. This one with PMI São Paulo in Brazil. Very nice. I can register. What else? Jobs. Claudio knows he has a lot of clients, and his clients, they want to hire people. And Claudio is a very influencer, actually, a very influential person. And so he has many jobs here, and people can apply for these jobs. So very good. His photos, products. So it means that Claudio can list here all products that he offer, products and services. For example, maturity assessment, training, mentoring, etc. Videos, good. It means that Claudio can have a video cast, right? So it could be here, right? And discussions, Claudio can open some discussions like a forum, right? And people can participate. He can invite people to participate. Very, very, very good. Excellent. So this way, we have many information about Claudio, right? About Anna, all of them are consultants with us, our Pmo-CCPs. Mario Trentin, our past CEO, is here too. Let me see what we have. Very good, right? Everything here is just an example, right? Actually, but again, that's the idea. Okay, so let me stop share. No, stop share now. Let me go back to this page. And let me see if you have questions, because we will go to the last topic finally, right? Let me see. Remy, I also have an issue. I registered 2 days ago, but didn't receive my link. Okay, Remy, everyone that haven't received your link yet, it's just a matter of time, because we have a big group of people, and actually I'm reviewing everything. I'm doing that, actually reviewing everything before asking my team to send things to you, because it's the first time, right? So I want to be sure that everything is okay, but don't worry. It's just a matter of time, right? I'm just looking for ensuring quality, right? So sometimes we have to penalize time because of quality, right? So it's just a matter of time. Don't worry, okay? Okay. Today is the last day for that. Oh, no, don't worry about that. If it's needed, I extend 1 more day or 2 more days. Don't worry about that, right? Still today, possibly you will receive this link. I will take care of that after this presentation, but don't worry, okay? There is no problem about that. Okay, let me see. Q&A. Pmo-CC will be valid. No new questions. Okay, so we can go back to the last item. The last item is my favorite one, right? We've studied a lot about this topic, micro-credentials. And it's interesting because there are many big organizations working with the concept of micro-credentials, but not in the way that it should be done. Because micro-credentials is something much more powerful than what we can see around. Because usually people are using micro-credentials as like small pieces of knowledge, and you study like mini courses, you study that topic, and you take a very simple test, and now you have the micro-credential. That's what we see, right? But that's not what we have here. What we have here is totally different. First, let me tell you what inspired the idea that has inspired our micro-credentials. It's a real need, a real world need, right? I know, and possibly you know too, that it's very difficult to understand the differences between two professionals with the same certification. For example, I'm PMP, I am PMP. I got certified in, oh my God, 2001. Yes, 2001. Yes, 20 years, 20 years ago, right? And possibly one of you got certified 3 years ago, 5 years ago, right? Of course, we have totally different stories, totally different journeys, right? But if we take only the certification, we will say, oh, they are PMP, right? And that's something that is difficult because, for example, when I was the owner of an outsourcing company, consulting and outsourcing company, we hired people all the time. And it was really difficult to deal with that because we could say, okay, our requirement is to be PMO, to be PMP. But, you know, it usually brings to us a lot of people and a lot of different people. All of them are PMP, but, you know, it didn't help a lot, right? So the idea of the micro-credentials is to try to overcome this challenge. And I will tell you how. Look, first of all, we have 15 micro-credentials. These 15 micro-credentials, they are linked to the reviewing that we are doing about groups of PMO functions, right? So if you see here, you see 15 micro-credentials, and they group, for example, Pmo Value Ring functions, the 26 functions, right? They are under review for our 2.0 version. So you can see that we can have an experience as a PMO consultant or practitioner. We have experience on organizational maturity management, portfolio management, resource management, financial management, program management, and so on. We have 15 micro-credentials. But these micro-credentials, they have domains. And the domains are 3: design, manage, and improve. For example, project management methodology. I have a very good experience on design project management methodology. It means that I started from the scratch. You know, there was nothing, and I created methodologies. Good. That's your competence. The second domain is manage. For example, in my case, it's not my strongest domain. And why? Because usually I'm at the other side of the table, right, as a consultant. But for example, someone that is managing PMOs for 10 years or 15 years, manage, wow, it's possibly the most important domain. Improve, it can be a consultant, but also a practitioner, a PMO leader. It means that there is something, there is a PMO, and my experience is in improving the methodology. So design, I'm creating methodologies from the scratch. Manage, there is a methodology here, and I'm managing that because I'm the PMO leader or I'm the PMO team member. Improve means that I had the experience of taking a methodology that was being used by the company, and I improved that methodology, right? 3 domains. So 15 micro-credential, each one with 3 domains. You don't need to have all of them, okay? Good. And if we go down, we will find the competence levels. Competence levels are how good you are, right? So what is your experience? You know, how much you know about that, right? So this is the competence level. So for example, I could say in methodology, In design, I'm level 3. I'm really good on that. Manage, no, I don't have this competence. And improve, I'm level 2. Okay, no problem. It's a possibility, right? Good. The point is, how can I classify, this kind of experience? So, number one, it will be a self-declaration with referrals that will be checked. Okay, so you can say, okay, I've already implemented methodologies, and these 3 people can tell that it's true, right? Okay. The second level is a case study exam. A case study exam means that you will be, you have to analyze possibly a real world situation, right? And you have to propose something about that. For example, you had to review a methodology. And again, we can connect that to the real world through NGOs, through governmental organizations. We can support, regions or companies. And the third one is expert interviews, right? Expert interviews means that you will be interviewed by someone that really knows about that topic. And who will be these people, right, that will interview you or that will analyze your case study? The answer is Pmo-CCs, right? So one more way to get CCPs. So you may be invited to be part of this group that will interview these guys, the new Pmo-CCs, and say if they deserve that credential or not, right? Of course, everything well structured, but that's the idea, right? Like a peer review. And if you tell me, Americo, I earned project management methodology design level 3, also manage level 3, and also improve level 3, it means that now I got the micro-credential project management methodology expert. It means that you remember the consultants directory? There will be a search by micro-credential. So now when I want to hire someone, finally, I can say, what I need here is someone that knows how to implement a methodology, and it's from the scratch. So design is important. Oh no, actually I want someone that this person should be good in all of domains. Design, manage, and improve. Great. So you are looking for an expert, right? And this is the process, right? To earn a micro-credential. And that's it. And we have some initial ideas, for for pricing and, for example, creating some packages. We have a total of 45 micro-credentials. So you could say, okay, I want a package of 40 micro-credentials. I have a big discount, and I have 24 months to earn my credentials using this package. Sorry. Right? And remember the membership. If you are, for example, a Prime member, it's for free. Level 1, it's for free. You deserve. You trust us, right? We trust you. You deserve. They are for free. And you have 50% discount on level 2. You have 20% discount level 3, and so on, right? So again, this is, the channel, as I said, Netflix, and because you are a member of the community, you have some advantages, some benefits. And that's it. That's the micro-credential. And it will be connected to the consultants directory. Again, an advanced search, and I can say, okay, I want someone that is a consultant with an expertise in Agile, based in Canada, but I want those people that have the micro-credential methodology, portfolio management, and benefit management, domains, design and improvement, level 2 and 3. and you will see who are available to help you. In the future, this first year, everything is new, right? The platform, the consultants directory, will be released in no more than 30 days. So it means that when you are certified, all of you will be there, right? In the future, sooner, my idea is that we can create different levels, right? Different levels, okay? But it's not something for now. Different levels means you can, have more visibility, less visibility, right? And remember that membership, actually, it will become, this product will be part of this package of things and benefits and things that we will make available for you. In the first year, there we already have a lot of things, but okay, no problem. Let's test, the idea. And the idea is that in the second year, we will make a great proposal, and I'm sure that you will see and say, hey, it's great, I want to keep it, right? So that's our part of the game, right? We have to make something really attractive and that can help everyone. We will work hard on this, right? And that's it, my friends. I think we are done, right? I think we are done. I hope you like it, right? If you are watching this video now, the recording, because you are not connected live, I hope you like it too. I'm open to to receive any feedback. It will be very welcome. I'm very excited with that because it was like a dream, 3-4 years thinking about that and reading many books and trying to understand how certifications will work in the future, because what we have today, it doesn't look really the future, and how we could create a credential that could be more than 5 letters in your resume. That's what I said in the beginning, but could be something that can really create value for you, reputation, opportunities, business, knowledge, and maybe at the end of the day, everything will, will go to the same point, and the same point is money, right? That's what we want. Our organization doesn't. We are not a charity organization. We are a professional organization. So at the end of the day, all of us are here. All of you are here because in some way you believe that it will help you professionally. So it will bring you money. Maybe not the short time, the middle time, the long time, but that's the spirit. And that's what we have to create, something with this commitment. Everything should be created and thought in a way that can generate perceived benefits, perceived value, and based not on what we believe that would be good for you, but based on the idea that you have challenges, you have pains, and we have to try to help you with that. This is the spirit of the Pmo Value Ring. Why not the same spirit of our certifications? So I'm quite proud of what we are proposing. Of course, it's a long journey. I'm sure that in 3 years, I will invite you as the first certified guys, and we will be here discussing ideas, and everything possibly will be very different because it happened with the PMO-CC. Why not now, So we will improve many things, and I will be really happy to count on you, especially because, again, you trust us, right? And it's a privilege. It's a privilege for me, I feel really proud of deserve that. So the best we can do as the founder of the PMO Global Alliance, I can tell you that we will do everything we can do to deserve your trust, right? That's it. That's it, guys. Thank you very much, right? And I will be available for you as usual. I'm a little, a little overwhelmed these days because of the PMO-CC, because of the PMO Global Awards every year. It makes me crazy, right? It drives me crazy. But anyway, you can always talk to me. So feel free to send me emails or messages wherever you want. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.